Hello, this is Wesco, and this is the weekly Pagan challenge, and this week's question is week 37, I believe. Yeah, and it is, what does light and enlightenment mean to you? Well, first off, when I think of enlightenment, I typically think like a Buddhist monk sitting on top of a windy, tall mountaintop peak meditating. That's my dog playing with her ball. But anyways, that's what I typically think of when I think of enlightenment. But obviously it's more than just that. And then light, I just, I think of daylight and sun and very light and airy thing. Comfortable and mild sort of environments. But enlightenment, I think, is obviously more than that. I believe that enlightenment is not just knowledge, it's more than that. It's more along the lines of wisdom. I don't think enlightenment is really, it's not really book smarts or formal education. It's more of a deep down realization and knowing. It's sort of like relearning things. It's the aha moment. It's, oh, that's how this fits together. Book learning and formal education, sometimes, but not all the time, I believe can play a small fraction of it, but enlightenment is so much bigger than these things that they're just the very beginning stepping stone to what enlightenment actually is. In fact, I think enlightenment, you have to do your shadow work at least a little bit in order to really get the full benefit of enlightenment. I think sometimes you relearn or re-enlighten yourself about things as well. You're relearning what you may have already learned or experienced, but to a deeper level. And of course, there's always deeper levels to know something. We're never going to know everything. Not the smartest person in the world, not the most enlightened person in the world. So there's always deeper levels to learn something that you've already learned. So if you think you've learned everything there is to know about a subject, you haven't been enlightened lately. You may have been enlightened in the past when you were learning about this, but there's still more to learn. There's always more to learn. And enlightenment, I think, is just sort of that emphasizes that moment when your mind is shining a little light on an idea or a connection that it's making. The point is that you have many of these moments throughout your life. It's not just one peak that you reach and then all of a sudden you're like this wise, enlightened being that nobody can touch. No, there's always more levels. There's always more you can learn. There's always more connections you can make. Yeah, after you've read books on a certain subject or practice a practice for a certain amount of time, you're going to get to the point where there's no point, where you're not learning anything new from it. For example, I don't really read that many Wicca or pagan how-to witch type of books anymore because they all started saying the same thing over in different ways to me. But I branch out, and there's other things I can read about the same sort of subjects. Like I like Buddhism, even alchemy, or Norse, or other sort of myths. You can pick up little things here and there, everywhere. Again, eclectic witch here, so sort of my thing, maybe that's my bias or something, I don't know, but I think you can pick up things everywhere. There's always more to learn. And just because somebody else has learned everything there is to know about one subject and you only know a little bit about it, doesn't mean that they're smarter than you, doesn't mean that they're more enlightened than you. It just means that's the direction that they chose to go at that particular point in time in their life up until this point, and you chose to do something, so you probably know something a little bit more about something else. And just because somebody has read like a shit ton of books doesn't mean that they've had all the experiences you've had. It doesn't mean that your experiences are better than book learning either. It just means you guys went in slightly different directions, and they're both valid. They both add up to something special, to some form of enlightenment. There's no one kind of enlightenment, I don't think, is what I'm saying. I don't really know what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm being clear here. So maybe I should just end it at this. And I don't know if I've left it kind of muddled and muddy, but my enlightenment thing is all muddy and muddled. Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, I think I'm just repeating myself as well, so we're just gonna leave it at that.